today we're going to be talking about what's going on with this full moon on August 9th. And the time that is going to hit is it's going to be 3:55 a.m. And I feel like one of the main themes of this full moon is going to be karmic theme and an ancestral theme. And also, how is our past going to help propel us into our future? Okay, so the reason I feel like there's a lot of karmic themes is because we have retrograde Saturn, which represents karma, Saturn represents karma, but also when the planet is retrograde, it's a cue for us to kind of reach back and look back at things, so that there's a past life theme and also an ancestral theme. And then the same thing with Saturn being conjunct retrograde Neptune. There's that looking back. Okay, there's that uh, there's that past life. There's that looking back, and I do Vedic astrology, and with mixed with a little tropical. So, so this full moon is in Aries in the nakshatra Ashwini, and Ashwini really deals with it's represented by horses, so it's like moving forward really fast, which is propelling us forward. But it's also ruled by Ketu, and Ketu, which is the south node of the moon, represents ancestors, past life, karma, those type of things. Okay, and this full moon is going to be in Aquarius. It is co-ruled in Vedic astrology, is co-ruled by Rahu, the north node of the moon, which represents destiny, right? And it's in the nakshatra Shatabisha, which is also ruled by Rahu. And so it's these things of the past and the future and destiny and ancestors and karma. I want to dig all into that, okay? So I'm going to start with what the overall meaning of this full moon is going to be for us. Which deck do I want to use? I'm going to start with my past life deck. Okay, let's start with this one. Let's look at what the overall meaning is going to be. What's the overall meaning going to be for us as a collective? What is the overall meaning of this full moon in Aquarius Shatabisha? All right, love life. Okay, coming out next, leaving. Okay, male, female. let's get some more. Looks like we're leaving some karmic relationships. Looks like we're leaving some karmic relationships. Let's go with let's clarify some more. Please clarify what is the meaning for this. And I don't think I'm feeling like if we're leaving relationships, but it could be like leaving our relationships with certain things. It could be like we're leaving our relationships with certain things, like our relationships with our healing, because Aquarius has a lot to do with healing. So, and so does a Ashwini. There's a connection with healing in Ashwini too. So we could be leaving the way that we address our health and our healing, leaving different areas, I feel like, not just relationships, but please continue to clarify. Let's see here. What we got? We got Freya, phases and cycles. There is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are being revealed. Yeah, especially with Neptune being retrograde, and with Neptune there can be a lot of illusions, a lot of confusions. So with us probably being in a reflective mode, we're reflecting on some things and can see things a lot clearer now and see where we need to end some cycles. Experience grace, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration are coming to you. Archangel Michael, trusting heaven, you are safe. Angels, stand close, surrender your concerns, and allow miracles to occur. Okay, so it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like it's a lot that we're ending in order for us to be who we are, in order for us to um, share our gifts with the world. There is a lot of things that we are leaving and ending. Let's clarify some more. Uh, yeah, let's clarify some more. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. It's only after we have the courage and boldness to end something. We have to have the courage and boldness to end something first. And it's like we already know what it is, but we just have to have the boldness to do it. And you might have to ask Archangel Michael to protect you while you end something. Because sometimes when you end a way of doing things, a way of thinking, a way of being, or even relationships, it can create an environment that's not, emotionally or spiritually or physically safe for you. So while you are seeing what needs to end, so you can have some type of new beginning and sharing your gifts, sharing who you are, we do need to ask for protection. Okay, because then even there could be like that gossip. You have to ask God for protection from gossip, people talking about you. Because all that is energy. Even when people gossip about you, talk about you, that's still energy. Okay. So please clarify some more. That's energy that's coming at you. And you know that you can curse people when you gossip, or when people gossip about you. They could be sending curses to you unknowingly or knowingly, because all that magic needs is your words, your intentions, you know, your emotions. And some people get right, ooh, they love the gossip, and they put all that energy in the gossip, and all that evil intent is coming at you, and it creates curses. So watch what you talk about people. You could be cursing people. So if you know that you're changing and ending some things, and people around you might not, might gossip about you, might not like the change, you do need to protect yourself, because what they might feel like is innocent gossip could be holding you back. Okay. Clarify some more. What is the overall meaning of this full moon in Aquarius? We might also need to heal from some past relationships or some past life relationships, even if we're not in those relationships anymore. All right, let's see what we got here. Transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. That's that past, reflecting on the past, how we could, with Saturn being retrograde, we're reflecting on. And you know what else is with retrograde Saturn? With retrograde Saturn and retrograde Neptune is retrograde Chiron. Okay. And because Saturn rules, is a co-ruler of Aquarius, you're going to feel all that energy of retrograde Saturn and retrograde Chiron and retrograde Neptune in this full moon, stronger than we might usually. So there could be some past relationships that we are reflecting on and need to heal from. And that's going to help us move into the future, letting go of those past relationships that we need to heal from. And it might not be only romantic past relationships that we need to heal from. It could be past relationships with our mothers, with our fathers, with our families, with co-workers. This, a lot of reflecting that we could be doing on that, and seeing things clearly now. Some things we don't even want to see. With Neptune being retrograde, there could be some things that we kind of knew deep down but didn't really want to address, like these people or this person or this group of people really hurt me, and we didn't want to really address that. But we have to address that. We have to heal from that so we can transform and move forward. How are we going to know if how to protect ourselves moving forward if we don't address how we were hurt in the past? Okay. So we have to transform those. We have to transform that. And then once we transform that, what we got? Abundance. Okay. Okay. We got Aphrodite, inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. And this brings me to, and we're going to go deeper into this because I wanted to go deeper into wealth and hidden treasures and abundance, because that is also a connection with this full moon. But this, we have Venus here, and if I'm not mistaken, Venus. Let me look at my handy dandy notebook. I think Venus is still with, um, Venus is with exalted Jupiter in Cancer right now. So there's that, and then there's also, I'm just now learning what the sturgeon moon is. Okay, so it has a connection with the abundance of the earth. And this is the sturgeon moon. The full moon in August is called the sturgeon moon because that's when we were supposed to experience the abundance of the earth. So that's one thing that has to do with wealth and abundance. And the third thing is that Rahu is the other ruler of Aquarius, and also Rahu rules Shatabisha, where uh, the nakshatra that's inside of Aquarius, where the full moon is going to be. And Rahu is in Pisces, okay? And Pisces does represent hidden things that are hidden, okay? Things, and it represents like things that we find in the deepest parts of the ocean. And it's so there's hidden treasures that we can find in Pisces, and it's 2 houses away from the full moon. And then the second house represents money. Okay, so there's a strong vibration, a strong energy of wealth and abundance during this full moon. And the way we tap into that is letting go of the past, is acknowledging the past. How can we, in the past, how could we have been more disciplined with Saturn being retrograde? In the past, how could we have been more structured with Saturn being retrograde? Um, and then, yeah, it has a lot to do with that. But what I want us to be aware of with Rahu being in Pisces, and he's been there for a while, okay? But it's going to be activated with this full moon having a strong connection to it. What I want us to do is vibrate in the energy of abundance, not try to run after abundance, not try to seek abundance, just be abundance. Just live like you are abundant already. Because what Rahu can do is kind of make you obsess about some things. It can make you obsess about your desires. Okay, especially with the full moon being in Shatabisha. It can make you focus on your desires too much. I want us to like kind of just like live in the energy of I already have. I already am. I already have. Not I'm trying to get, not I'm trying to reach, I'm trying to seek. And that'll help us with the, because if we're always trying to get something, that means we believe we don't have it. Okay. So we just want to strongly just flow with the current of energy and abundance, live in it, accept it, and things like that. And that's going to help us with this energy of wealth and abundance right here. Okay. And then I'm going to move on. Easy does it. There's no need to hurry. Confirmation. I just said that. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So, like, if you were a goddess, like this is Aphrodite, and she represents Venus. If you were a goddess, could you imagine in any of the stories of gods and goddesses, like what are they chasing after? Like what are they, if you're a goddess and you believe you're a goddess, and we are, you just have to believe it. What are you chasing after? You know how to chase off after anything, because whatever you want, you create, you speak it into existence. It just happens for you because you are a god or a goddess. And this is the energy that we have to be in. So easy does it. All right. All right. That's the overall energy. That's good. That's good. All right. Now we're going to go into what's the second thing? I'm trying to write everything down. What karmic truths are being revealed? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I really do need to be having my glasses on, but we'll address that at a different time. What karmic truths are being revealed? What karmic truths are being revealed? If you are liking this video so far, remember to like it, share it with someone you think it'll be helpful for, subscribe so you can get more, and comment on what kind of energies have you been feeling leading up to this full moon. I want to know. What karmic truths are being unfolded? What do we need to know about karma unfolding? Karma is something you can't control, so we just want to be aware. Okay, now speaking of karma being something that you can't control, something about Shatabisha, the nakshatra that the full moon is going to be in inside of Aquarius, is that it is always seeing the truth, and because it's connected to the north node of the moon, which is also the south node of the moon. They're the same thing, two sides of the same snake. Since there is so connected, our truth, our karma is going to be. Let me go back and make sure I said the right thing. Shatabisha sees the truth and also exposes the truth. Okay, and that's what brings the evolutionary and revolutionary energy of Aquarius. It sees the truth and it exposes the truth, and that exposure creates revolution and change. So we want to make sure right now that we are thinking right, we're doing right, we're acting right, we are forgiving ourselves and we're forgiving other people, or else our truth will be revealed. Our karmas will be revealed to the world. And what we don't want to be doing is being caught with our pants down. Okay. We want to make sure that we're in the right, and we want to make sure that the karma we receive is good. And the karma that is exposed to the world that is concerning us is also good. Okay. So let's see what's going on. Yep. Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. So there is that connection between Ashwini, where the part of Aries where Saturn, retrograde Saturn and retrograde Neptune are, and Aquarius. And Shatabisha represents 100 healers or a whole bunch of healers. Okay. It's supposed to be the nakshatra with the most stars. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. But it has to do with a wound or a illness, and also, like I said, it has that the healing, the retrograde Chiron with Saturn and Neptune. So it's a lot of healing. So, but it has to do with an illness or a wound that's going to take 100 healers to heal. That is so deep. And it could be like, and this is what I was thinking about before I even did this, because it's such a connection to past lives and ancestors. It could be like a illness that has been passed down throughout your family. Like a lot of your family might have this wound or this illness. Um, so it could be. Let me make sure I'm explaining this right. It could be a that the wound is psychological, something that you might need to heal for, from that's been passed down through your ancestors. That's not an illness, but it could be like a mindset or some type of wound. With it being with Saturn and Chiron and Neptune being in Aries. Aries can represent where you've been used in a way that you shouldn't have been. I can't say the real word. Um, yeah, could be some deep things that we need to heal from, or some chronic things, physical things that we need to heal from. Karma releasing. Karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Aries and Aquarius have a lot to do with marching to the beat of your own drum. Okay? So sometimes we can't do what other people want us to do. Sometimes we can't be like everybody else. Sometimes we have to say, y'all can do what y'all doing over here, and I'm going to do what I'm doing over here. And that could be a part of changing, especially family karma, ancestral karma. It's saying, I'm going to be the one. I'm going to be the one that facilitates change and releases karma on my end. Okay. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Now, this is related to Jupiter in Cancer with Venus. I want to clarify some more. Okay, but it's some Jupiter loves learning, Venus loves learning, and so does Cancer. So there could be some things that you are learning right now that's helping you understand. That could be helping you understand. I'm going to use these past life cards again. That is time to release, that you need to release. There's some things that you need to release. And then once you release, because once you um when you buying something, you have to also lose something. Okay. So once you release all the negative karma, what are you going to fill up that hole with? And that's what Shatabisha is all about, because Shatabisha is represented by a circle. Okay. And it's like it feels like a people with Shatabisha planets in Shatabisha, or Shatabisha really strong in their chart, they could feel empty, and that's what kind of causes them to fill up that emptiness with information. So once you've released that negative karma, what are you going to fill that space up with now that is released? Please clarify what karma, yeah, what karma is being released? Is what did I say? What karmic truths are being revealed? Yeah, we could be seeing what we need to, wounds, illnesses, ancestral healing needs to be done. All right, let's see. Trust and faith, farm, and lessons and blessings. That's that learning again. I need some more clarification though. Please clarify again. What karmic truths are being revealed? Mm-mm. Your Maya, golden opportunity. There's some opportunities that we'll experience once we release those old negative karmas. Take some time, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power, more healing. So that's the karmic truth that needs to be, that's trying to be revealed. There's some things that we need to heal when it comes to our ancestors, when it comes to past lives, when it comes to even our physical healing. And I think I said it before, we have to rethink our health. Like sometimes like we feel like it's okay to ignore certain things about our health. Sometimes we think it's a good thing to ignore some messed up stuff about our family. So we don't want to, we want to, it's some things that we need to learn, like these two right here. There's expansion and lessons and blessings. And I feel like, I want to say it the right way. I feel like we will stay stuck because it's like a brick wall with what we've been learning, and it's becoming extremely clear what we need to release and let go of. And because we have that accountability of, you have been learning some things, you have been knowing the truth and learning the truth. If you don't take this time, because now that you know the truth, you're accountable. If you don't take this time to release what you need to release, no matter how hard it's going to be, to let go of some things at the root, then you will be stuck. And then there won't be any more room to put more blessings and more opportunities in that space where you should have been released. The space should be empty because you've released some things, you've let go of some things. But if you don't, there won't be any more space for the blessings. So whatever you're learning and becoming more clear about, don't ignore it. You're accountable now. Okay? You're accountable now. Now I told you. All right. Now we're going to go into what's number 3. how can we connect to our ancestors? And with Rahu being in Pisces representing dreams, and also Neptune playing a big part of this full moon. Neptune also has a connection with dreams because in Western astrology, Neptune rules Pisces. So we could connect with our ancestors. Before I pull cards, just to let you know, we could connect with our ancestors through our dreams. Our ancestors could be trying to connect with us through our dreams. So this is a good time and even Aquarius can represent dreams and wishes. So this is a good time to keep your notebook by your bed before you go to sleep. Um, so right when you wake up, you can write down the dreams that you had. Okay, because the more you go through your day, the more you can forget everything about the dreams that you had. And you can, even before you go to sleep, say what you want to see in your dreams, or who you want to connect with in your dreams, and that can be helpful. So I'm trying to see which deck to start with. We'll start with this one again. How can we connect with our ancestors? Again, all this K2 energy, south node of the moon energy, um, has a connection to our ancestors. So let's see how can we connect with them, and what are their messages to us right now, or how can we connect with them? Because I don't know if I want to be talking to everybody's ancestors right now. This is a collective reading. This is a collective. So what's the best way for us to connect with our ancestors? And if I see any messages come up, then I'll say something. Spirituality and religion, ships. I'm seeing where you're going, baby. I think I'm seeing where you're going. Let's clarify some more. This just popped in my mind, but some of our female ancestors might be saying, "Baby, please leave them, leave those religions alone that keep that hold women down and hold women back." Please clarify what's the best way for us to connect with our ancestors? Okay. Transcending, rise up, honor your inner force. Oh my gosh. Steps are, oh my gosh, steps are being given. Dance with the universe. Okay. Kuan Yin, I was going to say something about Cancer, and Cancer representing our homeland and our ancestors, with Venus and Jupiter being there. So choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved. Offer, I see it, offer a helping hand. Oh my God, I cannot believe this. Yes, I can. Keep talking. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. That's your ancestors. The support from the ancestors are increasing. And so it's like we have their blood in us, right? Oh my gosh, this is so powerful for me right now. Okay, so it's like since they're in us, whatever is driving us, whatever is pushing us, whatever is pulling us to be more of who we are, um, I, whatever is doing that is, as we rise up and do what we need to do for ourselves, we are connecting with our, I really feel like this is our female ancestors. I'm going to use tarot, Akashic tarot. The more we're going to connect with our ancestors by loving ourselves, by overcoming our challenges, our current challenges, money challenges, infinite abundance. Dance with the universe. It's a lot of dancing. Um, so it's like the more the universe is, or God is pushing you to be free, to express yourself, to love yourself. That's the ancestors living through you, basically. And that's how you're connecting with them. The more you express yourself and love yourself, you're connecting with them. So it's like if you don't, if you keep hiding, and if you don't express yourself, and you don't um, evolve and elevate, and you continue on the path of not healing ancestral wounds, you will disconnect from your ancestors. Please clarify more. Please clarify more about how to connect with our ancestors. Okay, this is Hilarion. Don't do things in a traditional way. And that's, I think that spirituality, not spirituality, but tradition, like religion, could have really negatively affected some of our ancestors, or a lot, or some the people I'm connecting with this video, with this live reading. Traditional religion affected them in a negative way, and they're saying with this right here, just like I said, baby, baby, please leave right here. The ships means leaving. Leave this. Make sure I'm putting it right. Religion, Hilarion, which is Hierophant, reversed. Get out of that. Get out of any religion that is not allowing you to love yourself the way you're supposed to love yourself. Get out of any religion, or even, because sometimes it's not just traditional Sometimes it's not just traditional religions. Sometimes people can take spirituality to a level that is cultish. Okay, so if there are any spiritual uh, associations or way of doing things, or traditional religions, I'm going to stick with that, that has you not expressing yourself, not ascending, not evolving, um not loving yourself the way you need to, not being able to connect. The obstacle the obstacle is loving yourself and being yourself, and that's when the abundance will release. That's what our ancestors are trying to tell us. What was I doing? Oh, I didn't even get to the other stuff. Okay. Um. So yeah, we do have to make some choices. We have to make a choice. Two worlds. You have to make a choice. Are you going to stay doing things the way you've been doing them? Or are you going to do something new, Aquarius? You have to make a choice. Ooh, you have to heal from regrets. Heal from past regrets. Make a choice to the if you believe, and I think that's why that this court this let me see, which one was it? It was, yeah, it was a card that came out that I just put to the side that was talking about soul retrieval. And that's important right now, especially with so much connection to the past, right? Right now, it's important to take your energy back from any traumatic situation or event or relationship so you can heal and be whole. Okay. Some um, some people believe that when you experience something traumatic or someone traumatic, that you leave a part of your soul in that past situation. And with these regrets, you need to call your energy back, cut cords from any situation in the past that did not allow you to be your Aquarius. I forgot this guy, the guy that always does funny videos about the different zodiac signs. I think he's a Leo, Trent something. I've been watching his videos a lot lately, but he's always talking about how Aquarius is weird. And he'll always be like, I'm not weird when you be talking about Aquarius. But with Aquarius, it is different. It thinks outside the box. It does things differently. So from any situation that you might where you might have been called weird or different, you weren't allowed to be yourself, as unique as you were. Any situation like that, call your energy back from that situation. Cut cords that are connected to that situation that could still be draining your energy and holding up your wealth. Call your energy back from any situation that did not allow you to love yourself the way you needed to love yourself. Call your energy back from experiences with religion that kept you feeling confined, or that you weren't worthy of certain things because you were a woman, or because you might have did some things that you regretted in the past, like holding past what people would call sins over your head. Call your energy back from that. Call your energy back for you. Call it back for the ancestors. That's how you connect with them. They want you to be whole and healed. Healing is what this is all about. That's how you move forward. That's how you get your abundance. Okay? That's what the ancestors, that's how we can connect with them. Okay? Now, what was the last thing? What we want to look at we want to look at what this full moon wants to tell us about our abundance. Hidden wealth, our hidden treasures, our hidden abundance. Okay, we're going to use these. All right. What does this full moon want to tell us about? Yep. What will lead us to hidden wealth and abundance that we might not see right now? With Rahu being in Pisces and Neptune being retrograde, what will lead us to our hidden abundance? Maybe it was something that we ignored in the past that we need to revisit. Or didn't, maybe we didn't see the value in it. Maybe we weren't dedicated to it or committed to it or disciplined with it enough to see it through. Maybe we just didn't take it seriously enough. But what can lead how can we get to our hidden wealth? What will lead us to our hidden wealth and abundance? All right, what do we got? Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. That's what I just said about our ancestors. And I've been saying that basically the whole time. Solace, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or ocean, to recharge your batteries. We have to do a lot of reflection. We have to do a lot of reflection with the retrograde Chiron, retrograde Neptune, retrograde Saturn, and Rahu, or the north node of the moon, that's always in retrograde. So love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearance is. Unconditional love. Okay? A lot of reflection we're going to need to do. A lot of self-love we're going to need to do. A lot of endings we're going to need to experience. Tell me more about what can lead us to our hidden wealth and abundance. Phobias. We have to let go of some fears. Phobias, fears. And this is past life, so it could be some fears from that are even from your early childhood or even past lives that you've had. And phobias, fears don't always make sense. But we have to, whatever, some things that we're afraid of, we're going to have to move past that with Callie right here. We're going to have to face our fears with Callie right there so we can get to our seat of power. That's where, I don't want to get into that. Biblical. Scribe or writer. Now, for some of us, we might need to, now it could be two things. For some of us, we might need to journal our pens need to be on fire. Our pencils need to be on fire with how much reflection that we're doing on what we can heal and release and let go of so we can get to our hidden wealth and abundance. But some of us our hidden gifts and talents could be writing. And I listen to Shira Goddess a lot. And she's helped me like drill into what is painful for you, with the things that we need to heal. A lot of people in history and even in present use transmutation to transform their pain into wealth. For instance, if there's something that is whatever you need to heal from, let's say it's emotionally or psychologically, some type of trauma you went through, you can write about it. Like Lemonade, for example, what Beyonce did with Lemonade. Jay-Z cheated on her. She was hurt. She transmuted that pain into Lemonade, which is like a really good body of work. And people have been doing that for a very long time. So how can you transmute that pain that you need to heal from into money? You know what I just heard is remember on Life, I can't say what he said. I don't think so. But I just heard Eddie Murphy on Life when they was like asking about the pies, and the lady was like, "These is whites only pies," and then Eddie Eddie Murphy pulled his money out and was like, "How can we turn them white only pies into N-word pies?" That just came to my head, but anyway. But how can you turn your pain into something that's going to work for you? Okay, into abundance, into wealth in some type of way. That could be also something that you can reflect on. But also there's an aspect of getting it all out, getting everything out of you, writing about it. Maybe you need to burn it afterwards, maybe not. Maybe you turn it into a book, maybe you burn it, whatever. But you need to get it all out of you. And that's one way you can, one way, I'm going to be thinking about that all day. But that's one way you can transmute that energy. Okay. Let's clarify some more. How can we find our hidden wealth, our hidden abundance? She came out before magic manifesting, and I put it back because she just fell out. And I don't always take cards that fall. So, but she did can't try to come out before. Isis magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals, Aquarius, are becoming reality. Stay focused. With so this makes sense. So we have Aquarius, which does represent dreams and visions, but it's co-ruled by Saturn. Saturn is retrograde. Now, sometimes when Saturn is retrograde, it can act different ways. Saturn represents discipline, and when it's retrograde, sometimes we might not have the same discipline we would have if it was direct. Okay, so we want to make sure that whatever our dreams and our visions are and our goals are, that we are disciplined with them. Okay, especially with Saturn being with Neptune, it can make us not really as focused on reality as we need to be. Okay, so we kind of need to have that balance. And Aquarius is dual. Um, it's we have to have that balance between having being a dreamer, having those dreams, the Rahu side of, you know, being able to, that imagination, those dreams, those visions, and then the Saturn side of Aquarius, which is being realistic, being disciplined, being structured, things like that. Stay focused, especially with it being in Aries. Aries represents hard work. It represents focus. So stay focused on, and I think I said before, like we might have with Neptune being retrograde, our dreams and visions, we might need to reflect on some things that we might have started in the past when it comes to our dreams and visions, but then we weren't focused. We kind of let them fall to the wayside. Didn't focus on them. Didn't really believe in them. Didn't have the discipline for them. But now this Isis, you can create magic with discipline by staying disciplined on manifesting your dreams and goals. Okay. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace, and this is coming out again. I think it came out in the beginning. Now it's coming out again. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Waves. Neptune, Pisces. We there's some things that we just ignored when it comes to our gifts, our talents that could create abundance for us and wealth for us. That we didn't. I don't want to keep saying the same thing. Bridget, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Didn't I just say something about wholeness? Move back to wholeness. Recognize you have the power. You have the power. And I'm going to clarify again. What didn't I use? Tarot. Let's use some tarot for this. Clarify one more time on what is going to lead us to our hidden wealth and abundance. Being disciplined, staying focused, being confident, facing our fears, transmuting our pain into power, transmuting our pain into money in some way. And it's not only with the arts. Um, some people, like this lady I go to church with, she's experienced a lot of things as a child, and she well, money is involved too, but the way she transmuted her pain is to help other kids. That's it's she would do that whether it was money involved or not. She does have a business. But there's another way you can transmute your pain into something else that's going to work for you. What's going to lead us to our wealth and abundance? Loving ourselves, reflection, facing our fears, expressing our pain, transmuting our pain, being disciplined, having confidence and courage in ourselves. Okay. Reflection. This full moon. The Emperor. Now that's ruled by Aries. So this has a lot to do with again structure, taking control of our lives, being the emperor of our lives. Sun. We got the sun and the moon. The sun is in Leo. So that's where the connection with being creative and expressing yourself. That's where that's coming from. The sun in Leo. We have to express ourselves. We have to be creative. We have to have courage. We have to have confidence. With the sun in Leo, that's sun. That's double sun energy that we have to express to get to our wealth. Wherever the sun is, it's highlighting the area of our life that we need to really be looking at. And with it being in Leo, we're talking about that's why I say it keeps on talking about dancing. Why is it, why I keep on talking about dancing? It's expressing ourselves, um, expressing ourselves through the pain, expressing ourselves as a way to transmute the pain, and that's what brings wealth and success. Okay, because the sun and the moon, that's what creates the full moon when they're opposite. So we have the reflection, seeing things clearly through reflection, and being accountable. They're being accountable once you have reflected and seen the truth. That means you are the emperor, taking control of your life, and then that leads to wealth and success. Okay. Now we're going to do one more thing, and that is look at what is the outcome going to be for us if we listen to their advice. If we do all these things, what's the outcome going to be? Outcome. Soul flame, Rada, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. That's going to be the outcome. Wholeness and healing. The Miriam, sacred vision, choose to forgive in order to heal, more healing. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Sacred vision. We'll be able to, okay, I'm gonna hush. Let me hush. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles occur naturally. Spirit has your back. I feel like things will happen that we won't even, if we follow what the things that I've been talking about, things will happen that we won't even know were possible. We should know, because we should know that we're gods and goddesses, but things that we didn't even expect will happen once we heal and become whole and see ourselves for who we really are and see the past, acknowledge the past for what it was and heal from it. I'm going to clarify some more. Please clarify what's going to be the outcome of this full moon. Egypt, Celtic, angels. Angels. So, this angels, when we're dealing with Pisces, where Rahu is, and like I said, he's the co-ruler of Aquarius. We're dealing with things that are related to the unseen. Angels are the unseen. The outcome of this full moon is we'll be able to connect with more energies and things that we can't see, like angels, like ancestors, like spirit guides, like spirit animals. Please clarify more. Especially if now I'm seeing this. If you have any connections to like Egyptian spirituality or Celtic spirituality, especially if you have any spiritual beliefs connected with those, I feel. Or you might have more of a connection to Egyptian or Celtic spirituality as a result of being whole, being healed. Unconditional love. Love yourself and others, every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. Okay? Bodies of water. Okay. Fertility. It is a perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So I believe this is complete. And what I feel like the outcome of this full moon, if we are accountable for everything we've been learning and heal what we need to heal, let go of what we need to let go of, we'll be able to create new things that could lead to abundance. We will be, for the people who would like to be, or maybe even if you don't want to be, we'll be more spiritually connected to the unknown and the unseen. We'll be able to see clearer. We'll be able to see more because we're whole. We're not fragmented and leaving parts of our goodness in the past. We'll be whole, so we'll be able to see things more clearly. We'll be healed, so we'll be able to see things more clearly. We'll be able to connect more, connect deeper, on a deeper level. And we'll be able to create more wealth, more abundance. Okay, so that is what I have for you. I will be on 5 for the next couple weeks. I'm going to be on every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, so you can catch me here. Let me know what's going on with you, how you're resonating with what I'm saying. If you would like a personal reading, the information is in the description, and I will see you on here tomorrow. All right, enjoy your day.